What is up, guys? It's TimeForDillon, back at it again with another programming tutorial. In today's video, we're going to cover lesson 3, working with data. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you guys how to program in Python using ChatGPT. Let's get it. What is up, guys? If this is your first time here, we are now covering lesson 3 on Solo Learn. This is a cool website where you're able to learn programming languages for free. In our first video, we did lesson 1 where we talked about memory and variables. We mainly highlighted the integer and the string. The integer is whole numbers, positive or negative. String is text data. And then we talked about working with that data, mainly just setting the value with the assignment operator, which is the equal sign, and then of course outputting that data. And then in the last video, lesson 2, we went a little bit deeper. We talked about debugging, right? Writing the code, running the code, and then fixing our problems. And then we talked about some standards and best practices, mostly snake case, which is the way of naming the variables, right? First name underscore next name. We introduced a new topic of inputs, which is basically just taking data from the user or from sensors or stuff like that. Right now, we're just focusing on text from the user. And then we introduced a new data type called the float, which is a data type that holds rational numbers or fractions or decimals, however you want to view it. So we also wrote our own little program called Hello Blockchain. It was a spin-off of Hello World, but we're degens over here. We're in the blockchain crypto space. We got to keep it degenistic, baby. So what did we do? We made 2 wallet addresses, one called whale, one called plebe. The whale has a bunch, the plebe, well, hey, we're trying over here, people. And basically all we did was print it out. Hey, the whale has this much and the plebe has this much. In our last lesson, we upgraded this program just a little bit. As you guys can see, what did we do? We now are taking input from the user, storing that in name 1, and then taking in more input from the user, storing that in name 2. Then we are multiplying the wallet addresses by a stake multiplier. We even had a logical error that we corrected. And then what did we do? We outputted which one has more. So in today's lesson, we are just going to upgrade this program just a little bit more than what it's at right now. And of course, first things first, we're going to go back to Solo Learn and start lesson 3, working with data. So just like last time, I'm going to fast forward through this. Feel free to pause, complete it on your own, meet back up with me at the end so we can implement some of these new lessons in our blockchain program. Let's get it. Alrighty, guys, we just finished lesson 3. Let's head on over to Spider and implement what we learned in our program. So heading on over to Spider, let's see where we left off. So we got this little program. What does it do? It asks for a wallet, a name for wallet 1, which we were calling whale, and then a name for wallet 2, which we were calling plebe. And then it's outputting the wallet that has more ADA. So what I want to do is I want to fix this, make it a little bit better. Instead of, hard coding the whale name as the address, instead, let's just name it wallet 1 and take user input. Same thing with wallet 2. We'll take user input for the amount of ADA that they have. And then we'll see what we can do with this program to make it a little bit better. So let's go ahead and do this. Boom. Copy. And we'll just go ahead and put it right here. Boom. Please enter. Or let's do this. Please enter your name for the wallet 1. Please enter the amount of ADA you have. Boom. Copy that. Have 4. Or you know what we will do? Let's make this cool. We're going to do this. Name 1 plus comma space. Please enter the blah, blah, blah. That way it spits out the name of the person. And then we'll do the same thing for wallet 2. Oh, and then we'll do wallet 1 equals input. We'll do the same thing for wallet 2. wallet 2 equals input. We can erase these. We can go ahead and change wallet 1 and wallet 2 down here. And then boom, get rid of that, and we'll just copy and paste this one right here. You will quickly learn programming is all about copy and pasting. Boom. Save it. Now I already know that there is going to be an error, but I'm just going to go ahead and run it so you guys can see what the error is. And we actually just learned about this. Boom. Boom. Save it, run it. Bingo bango. Please enter your name for wallet 1. Whale. Please enter the amount of ADA you have. 1 million. Okay, plebe. Boom. Uh-oh, see, we forgot to change the whale name to. We'll fix that right now. That's fine. We'll just keep typing it in. 10. Boom. Oh! And we ran into an error. What is the error, guys? Can't multiply sequence by non-int of type of float. Why is that? Well, that's because wallet 1 right here is set to the input that is coming from the user. And as we just learned, what is the input? It's always a string. So what we can do, just like we learned, is we can go int, and we can set the input or cast it. That's really what it's called. We're casting it or converting it to an int. And we're going to do the same thing for a wallet because, you know, the names are okay. They're strings. We want to leave them as strings. But this input of the ADA value, we don't want that to be a string. We want it to be an int. So now when we run it, let's see, whale 1 million or whatever that number is, plebe, boom. We only got 10. We only got 10 ADA, guys. Boom. Now it works. Awesome. Okay. Now what I want to do is I also want to fix this whole stake multiplier situation. This looks kind of stupid, and it's not very realistic. In reality, there would be some type of, I don't know, maybe like a function or some type of reoccurring thing that we could just send it in. Boom, boom. Here you go. Give us the reward back. So what I want to do is I want to implement a function that we can call that will literally just boop, bloop, spit out the new value. So let's go ahead and do that. But we don't know how to write functions, guys. We haven't learned that yet. Let's head on over to ChatGPT and see if our friend can help us out. So boom, how do I write a function in Python? Boom, to write a function in Python, blah, blah, blah. We could start by writing the def keyword, followed by the name of the function and any parameters it might take. Then we can write the code, blah, blah, blah. The code is like this stuff. The return key is what will be spit out because a function is basically taking some input, spitting some output, right? The way I like to think of it is like those coin things that you like, you know, put in a couple quarters and like a penny, and then this weird thing comes out. That's like a function, basically. So here's the example: def space, and then the name of the function, and then the input, 2 numbers, sum, blah, blah, blah. We're going to return the sum. Cool. So let's go ahead and do that. So instead of all this, you know, let's just cut that out, and we'll write the function up here. Def stake mult applier. We'll just write it out. Boom. And then what's this going to take in? It's going to take in some wallet. What is it going to do? It's going to do basically what we just had over here. Boom. We're going to... So what do we want to do? We just want the stake multiplier to be whatever we want the multiplier to be. That's the value that we're going to use. And then since this right here, wallet, is the variable we're sending in, we have to manipulate that variable. Boom. Wallet times equal. Basically, we're just writing this function to do this task multiple times, because instead of writing, you know, wallet 1 times stake multiplier, blah, 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 and having to rewrite that every single time there's a new epoch for every single wallet, we can make a function and call that function to do the task for all kinds of wallets. It makes your life a lot easier. It makes my life a lot easier. We can write the code in one spot and bingo bango, we can just call that spot whenever we need to use that code. That's basically what a function is. So we have our stake multiplier, which equals, our value. We're multiplying the wallet by that. Last thing we need to do is just return that value. So return wallet. And actually what I'm going to do, just to make things simpler, is I'm going to rename this new wallet. And then we're going to say new wallet equals wallet times the stake multiplier, just to make it easier. And then we'll return the new wallet, just to make your mind wrap around this a little bit easier. So then what we could do is we could come down here and we can do this. Let's do wallet 1 equals stake multiplier wallet 1. And we could copy this, boom. Do the same thing over here. 2 and wallet 2. Boom. Okay, let's see if this works. Boom. Let's enter the name. Whale 1 million. Plebin, sorry. We only have 2 A's, guys. We just got rugged. And there you go. So now it's working. Cool. Okay, the last thing I want to do before I let you guys go is I want to start getting in the habit of adding comments. It just makes life so much easier. So to add a comment, like we saw in the last lesson, you just put a number sign. And then you can put whatever text you want, and it's just completely ignored by the compiler. It is simply just to make our lives easier. When we look at the code, we know what the code does. So this is a function. This is the yield. Boom. Multiply by the stake. Return the new ADA with stake reward. This one is just take the input functions. This one is outputting the wallet with more ADA in it, period. So what I'm also going to do before I let you guys go is I'm going to fix this bottom part just to make it a little better, just because it's kind of lame. So what I'll do is I will go ahead and copy this. Boom. Put that there. Cool. So we'll do it like this. We're going to say the name 1 has however much ADA they have. The name 2 has that. And you know what? Let's do this. We'll actually take this and we'll put it up here. That way we can output what they have. Then we're going to go through the stake rewards. And you know what? You know what we'll also do? We will put a message in the stake rewards. Stake rewards applied. Boom. So we'll just go ahead and add the message stake rewards applied. That way, whenever we call this function and the rewards get applied to the wallet, boom, it'll just spit out that message letting us know that they actually applied the stake. Okay, let's run this and see if it works. Okay, whale. Boom. Plebe 2. That's all we got now. Boom. The whale has that. The plebe has that. Stake rewards applied. Stake rewards applied. The whale has that. Okay, so now let's come down here and we will fix this code right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to just change it to say the whale has more ADA than space name 2. And of course the same thing down here. Boom. Now if we run this, whale 1 million billion or whatever, plebe 21, and the whale has more ADA than the plebe. Boom. Bingo. Bango. So that wraps up today's lesson. If you guys made it this far, you guys are awesome. In the next lesson, what we are going to do, of course, come back to solo learn. We're going to talk about booleans and comparisons. We're going to go more in depth on that, more in depth on if statements, even though you guys are kind of already masters at that. Then we're going to talk about else statements, boolean logic, and then while loops. Then we're going to get into some fun stuff, while loops. So while loops is basically we're able to repeat a task over and over for a certain amount of time, whatever we specify. So I think we might be able to utilize this type of feature, a loop, in that stake rewards feature. If I think about it, I think if you think about it, epochs are every 5 days or 3 days, whatever they are. That could be looped. So maybe we'll go ahead and add loops into our stake rewards function just to see if that makes things more interesting. And then of course we're going to talk about break and continue. Now solo learn actually has pro lessons, and what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to go ahead and buy the pro just to show you guys what the hell the lessons are. Why not? Let's get it. But that's all I have for you guys today. If you guys made it this far, you guys are awesome. Don't give up. You guys are literally learning so much about programming. We're almost to the fun part. Once we get to the loops, we can start making more in-depth functions. We can start to make things like classes and structures. See, I can think of a structure for our situation here with the name and the wallet amount. We could group those into one data structure and make our life a lot easier moving forward. So we're almost there. You guys, really, you just got to hang in there, keep practicing, keep tinkering, keep writing the code, running it, and debugging it, and one day you guys are going to be coding legends. But you guys have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are. Dylan is out.